in as much as you're trying to build like brand visibility, most people don't understand that when you're working for companies or brands, at the end of the day, they need to make money. Even before I start thinking about content, I'm always thinking about how can we make money? How can we make a sale? But obviously before that, you have to think about how can you make somebody become a fan or a supporter or whatever it is that you're trying to build. But usually that's the end goal for me. And I'm thinking, okay, this is new, but how are we going to make money?
What have you learned working with different brands that you've worked with so far?
I've learned a lot, but each business has a different dynamic to it. You can't use the same approach to different businesses. There's a uniqueness to each business, and you have to find a way to tell a story to a target audience that will buy into the idea that whatever business is selling.
Where do you see the creator economy in Zambia and Africa, maybe in the next 5 years?
I'm beginning to see that, yeah, quite right. Right now, the creator economy is focused on numbers, but very soon the dynamic will change. It will be about who can tell a better story. I'm sure you see that with like a few campaigns that have been running recently. Look at Pep. They're not getting the biggest creator. They're not getting the biggest celebrity. They're getting creators who are able to tell authentic stories, because it all comes back to relatability, engagement, and community. Once you create your community, then there you have it. You've got your people. Community is everything, because when creators are together, there's just something magical and there's just something in the air. I don't know.
It's easy.
It's very easy. You get to relate with each other's ideas a little bit better. And they might even open your eyes to something that you probably didn't think was possible.
So before we dive into the conversation, a quick reminder. Most of you are watching without subscribing. So if this podcast adds value to you, press that subscribe button, leave a comment, or share it with somebody who might benefit from this conversation. It helps us grow the Duwit community, and it also makes sure you don't miss the next conversation. Hi Kondwani, how are you?
I'm good, Mocha. How are you?
I'm all right. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Excited to be here.
Yeah. No, I think I first came across your work on TikTok. So that's why I came across your name. And then I saw your name because I know somebody you have similar names. So just like, is this the person that I work with? And
okay.
And then I look at you, no, this is a different person. Yeah. And I think from there I saw you at different events, at the Nikon events. It's just like, this is impressive. Yeah, so it's good to finally have you here.
Thank you. I've been watching you for a while, and I remember being at an event, a Bongo Hive event that my friend invited me to, and the CEO actually spoke about you. So we had a brief conversation about you. So I was surprised and excited at the same time when you reached out. I was just like, oh wow, okay, this should be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So thank you for inviting me once again.
I really like talking to creatives and just knowing their process and about their work, because that's what the podcast is all about. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. And now take me back. I would like to know, like, what were you interested in as a child?
So, I was born in Kafue. I'm a twin, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes,
identical?
A fraternal twin.
Okay.
So, my fraternal twin is a female. Her name is Wanangwa. We're both Tumbuka. So, we grew up in Livingston. Early childhood memories. What was I interested in? I would probably pinpoint cartoons. Loved cartoons so much. I was a very quiet kid, not troublesome. If you look at my baby pictures, you would even see me literally looking at a TV. I'm literally watching cartoons or watching whatever is on the TV, and that just translated into sketching. So drawing. I'm left-handed also, by the way. Started by sketching. That was like the biggest thing, I would say. Sketching, drawing, cartoons. And I was very, very good at like mimicking, like copying, almost to a T. So it got to a point where in the 9th grade, my parents literally had to ban me from drawing, grab everything, because I would draw like in the back of my book, in the front, like I was just, for me, I felt like it was just like a big outlet just to let loose and be free. But like, I would say that would be the biggest interest. But then because of the ban, my interest had to shift. So that's when I began to write a lot of poetry, which translated into music, and then picked up a guitar, 10th grade, made music after high school. But when it comes to like photography, funny enough, my dad put a camera in my hand when I was like 11. You rarely find me in most of the family pictures because I was the one that was taking them, because everybody else would just mess up. So my dad trusted me. I didn't like it at first,
Yeah.
and I guess that's why I'm not really used or like being in front of the camera. But yeah, I would say my environment kind of gave me interest, but kind of restricted me in a way. There's a little bit of beauty with the madness, the good and the bad. So yeah.
I remember like having a similar childhood where I was like so immersed into cartoons, and then which also translated to drawing, kind of like you. And I also like used to draw a lot. Like,
Okay.
I know I've taught this a million times, but I also like used to draw, and I would stick papers like in the bedroom that I shared with my brothers. Like I filled up the entire wall, including the door.
They didn't give me the chance to.
Oh, really?
So I would just hand out like sketches to different people. If I liked somebody and I maybe knew they liked Superman, or maybe my best friend, I'll draw them Superman. I'd get attached to it, but I knew to say like, okay, you're doing this because this person likes this character or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it brought me a lot of joy.
But why do you think they were stopping you or like restricting you? Is it that you spend most of your time doing that, maybe you're not focusing on school?
I had a lot of trouble growing up with school, if I'm being honest. Primary was okay, but it took a little bit of a while for me to catch up. I don't want to say that I have ADHD or anything like that, but I was just a little bit slow catching up. But when I did, I picked up pretty quickly. Attention span, not sana. Not sana. I think that was the biggest problem, because you'd find the teacher is probably teaching you in front and I'm just there sketching. And that was probably the biggest complaint. Hence why in 8th to 9th grade, I literally got that ban, and I just had to figure out an outlet, because I think there was so much going on in my head, and also just focusing was a very, very big problem.
I think so too. I think I was also kind of like that, because also in class, when I'm sitting in class, I have to be drawing something. Like even to this day, I have to, if I'm seated somewhere and someone is talking, I have to pick up, if we're outside or something, I have to pick up a stick and start playing with it, or a piece of grass or anything. I need to find something to do. So it's like, I don't know what you call that, but it also like happened to me, like even memory wise. I mean, I did well at school, I guess. For some reason, I did so well at school, but at the same time, I was just like, I wasn't focused in class. Like, I can't sit in a lecture like for 2 hours. That's too long for me. I'll get distracted. Even today, I'm just like, I can't focus on one thing for too long. Just like I'll be distracted eventually. So finding someone that's also been that, it also gives you courage, not
that you weren't so weird,
like you weren't so weird after all.
No, I hear you.
Of course, after you went through school, what was the conversation like going after that?
So even like high school, right? Because I went to 2 boarding schools. One was like a co-education, and then the other one was a boys' school. My parents decided to separate me and my twin sister because we weren't doing so well as well in certain like key subjects, like math. I was horrible at math for like a long time. So they decided to put me in a boys' school. So when I was at that boys' school, the Zika staff came through and were offering, the usual, like explaining to say, oh, this is a career path. So I thought for me at the time, because obviously I didn't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or
economist.
I thought of being an economist. I just wanted something business related, because I knew that was something I was a little bit more interested in when it came to school. So I set on business school immediately after, but I had my doubts, I would say. And my dad was just like, you have to pick something, otherwise you remain here and your sister will just go. And we'll just be looking at each other in the house. Trust me, you don't want that. So that's how I had to come to Lusaka, apply for business school. And they were okay with that. Funny enough, they didn't seem to oppose it. I think they knew that my strengths were sort of better in that dynamic. I liked business. I always looked up reviews. I always saw what was happening in the markets, forex markets and things like that. So they were like, okay, this might be a good fit for him.
So you have worked on different businesses, and like, what have you learned so far working with those brands, different brands that you've worked with so far?
Wow. So funny enough, I've learned a lot, but each business has a different dynamic to it. You can't use the same approach to different businesses. There's a uniqueness to each business, and you have to find a way to tell a story to a target audience that will buy into the idea that whatever business is selling. So, for example, I already went into a team that already had a strategy. So I had just to learn the strategy and sort of enhance it or make it more interesting. Because when I went into the team, my former employer, well, that's with like ad hoc, she said, I need more interesting ideas, more interesting campaigns. And I guess that's where I began to challenge myself, and she began to also just force me to grow. I was a little shy, not really an outspoken individual. I do way better on one-on-one conversations or dialogue, but she forced me out of my shell and made me become very, very creative. Like, she forced it out of me.
Yeah.
I think because of the suppression from, parents, them wanting you to be something else.
Yeah.
She just completely did the opposite and said, if you really want this, then you need to go this path. So I guess that's just how I approached everything. So with NemChem, we used different approaches. Though we're not really on the social side, we did a lot of brand work for them because they always had events. We did a couple of events for them as well. It's been a crazy one, but
yeah,
it's been interesting. But I think the eye opener for me was when we got to do something for laws, Lusaka Animal Welfare Society. So they were about to start a TikTok page, and my boss was like, "Okay, this is your chance. Show me what you can do." And I made a campaign. I went there, shot a couple of shots of the place, the animals, the staff, posted the videos, and they exploded. And for some reason in my gut, I said, I think I'm in the right place. And just kept on going from there. I mean, obviously, not everything was as perfect, but learned along the way.
Quick reminder, if this conversation is helping you, press that subscribe button. It's free for you, but it helps us share these stories with so many people. So now looking back, like, what was that one defining moment that this is it, this is what I want to do?
I would say the same moment,
yeah.
the same campaign for Lusaka Animal Welfare Society. Because you can imagine I was in a room filled with different people because they had a campaign for a fundraiser that they were doing. It was a crazy golf day. And you're seated in that room, she introduces you, oh, this is my creative lead. He just started. In fact, before that, I wasn't even creative lead. I was just an administrative assistant, you know what I mean? I was just doing the books, filing, the basic stuff, when you get your first job. You're seated and there's like MD for NemChem, chairperson Michelle Burato for laws, somebody from Zambia breweries, and you're just like, how the hell am I in this room?
Yeah, what am I doing?
You're like, I really have to prove myself now, and you're now like on top of your game, but at the same time, you're like, how do I bring creativity and this campaign to make sense? And I think I just threw my hat in the ring and it worked out. And from there, I was just like, I think I made the right decision.
Yeah, again, you have been to like different like creator events, like creative events. What are your thoughts on community? Or how do you feel about community?
So when it comes to community, I would say I found my tribe or my people this year. Before that, it was a little bit hard. And the funny thing is my former employer literally pushed me. Yellow Ray was having a Creators Connect. They had it last year, December, and she sent me a poster and said, I want you to go for this. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if it's my thing. She was just like, no, you need to go. You need to meet other people. You can't be in a place with the same creatives. Go out there, meet different people, see what other people are doing differently, and see how it goes. It started with that. I ended up at a masterclass the following year in January by Discover Zambia, Nikon, and I ended up at the advanced one, which was also a shocker to me. I just literally threw my shot in there. I don't like to toot my own horn, That's something that I'll never do, because I always believe that being humble is just the way, and it also just gives you room to always want to grow. So community is everything, because when creators are together, there's just something magical and there's just something in the air. I don't know.
It's easy.
It's very easy. You get to relate with each other's ideas a little bit better, and they might even open your eyes to something that you probably didn't think was possible. Could be approach, could be content style, it could be strategy. There's a lot that people have, and me being in these spaces, I have grown like 10 times better, I would believe, as a creator and as a strategist.
Yeah. I think meeting other people that are kind of like similar to you, because I also like relate like your story through school, especially. It's like, that was just like me, almost. That was me, like, though I did well at school, but I tried so hard to balance at least. Yeah, so my parents never reached a point where they were like, oh no, you need to take this away. But I think when I reached grade 10 and went to boarding school, I think that's where I got that challenge. Not that anybody told me, but I think school started becoming more difficult for me. So I had to put away all the drawings and everything. So till this day, I've lost all the drawings I had, and there's nothing even to show. Yeah.
I tried looking for mine, but my parents lost them as well. Funny thing, my mom's a teacher, so after I was done with like my high school, I took a gap year, and then she would always like knock on my door, and she'd be like, "You don't want to come and draw for me?"
Really?
No, look at her like, now you want me to draw for you, ban me, you know.
Yeah.
It's always that funny moment when some things are just inevitable.
Oh yeah. So do you think maybe your parents, because I remember like if you're a teacher's child, so everybody expects you to perform so well. So I believe maybe that's why the pressure was even on you.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Yeah.
You've been creating content, you've been learning from other people as well, different events. What do you think is like the process of creating like thumb-stopping content, like where people just stop at this content?
I always like to think about three things really: relatability, engagement, community. I feel like these three things tie into that. If you're able to create relatable content, one, people will automatically engage. And if people automatically engage with you, then you create a community and you go up from there. I think that's just like the best strategy. People who are relatable. I mean, some people like to admire people who are not relatable. And I know that that's a Zambian thing. People always say, oh no, we only like rich kid type of creators. But I mean, look at Mr. Zimba. In as much as his content is completely unorthodox or unhinged, he's got his community and his audience, and he's doing his thing.
Mr. Matero.
I was literally thinking about him today, and you know, during this whole Zamtel Awards, and I was just thinking to myself to say, he's got his community, he's got his target audience. People, why? He's relatable.
Yeah. And it's because he won because most people voted for him, isn't it? I think sometimes also as creators, especially in Zambia, that now this is just like a growing part of the economy in our countries. Like what most of the stuff that we've been feeding on is from like the Western. So it's easy for us trying to copy as creators, trying to copy from the Western world and bring it here. But most people can't relate to that content. And I think that's the biggest struggle, because we've fed on so much of that content, and now it's like difficult to adapt to our own style in our country, or something that people in Zambia relate to. So I think that's a challenge as well.
It's a very big challenge, because you see, you cannot compare, even like when you look at like population and things like that, completely different. Nigeria's stage of the creators economy is completely different from Zambia.
Yeah.
South Africa, completely different. And people don't forget that numbers make these things even better. We're just only 22 million people in Zambia. Now, how many people are online?
Yeah, now many people are online. Yeah, so it's a small number.
So our industries are completely different. Ours is growing. I think people need a little bit more patience, but I also think people need knowledge to navigate our economy, our creator economy, because it's way completely different.
Now, which also brings me to the question, where do you see the creator economy in Zambia and Africa, maybe in the next 5 years? Maybe let's start with Zambia.
Zambia. Yeah. It's an interesting one. Next 5 years. I believe, especially like being able to talk to brands or being able to like work with brands, I'm beginning to see that, yeah, quite right now, the creator economy is focused on numbers, but very soon the dynamic will change. It will be about who can tell a better story. I'm sure you see that with like a few campaigns that have been running recently. Look at Pep. They're not getting the biggest creator. They're not getting the biggest celebrity. They're getting creators who are able to tell authentic stories, because it all comes back to relatability, engagement, and community. Once you create your community, then there you have it. You've got your people. People do what? They'll support you, and if they believe in your brand, they'll buy whatever you're into. So I feel like that's the shift that we might be getting into. Numbers, for me, I feel like it breeds a certain result that you want. And for me, I always feel like having big numbers, sometimes, in fact, most times, does not result into monetary like sales. If you have to look at it from
business perspective.
a business perspective, you know, people have different ROIs, return on investments, or return on, you can say return on investments when it comes to the marketing or the creator space. So, but I feel like that's where we're going to be going to. Like, who can tell a better story? Who's more relatable? Look at Mr. Ramatero.
Mr. Matero.
He's doing his thing. Why? He's very relatable.
He's very relatable.
And he's got a very engaging community. Hence, he's able to translate that into something.
I'll be looking forward to the next 5 years. We should sit down and talk about this again.
No, we will. I'm sure we will.
Yeah. All right, Kondwani. So this is called Duwit. Here we don't just talk, we get hands-on. So what we're gonna do now is going to go into one of your the campaigns that you do. Okay, so we're gonna do 2, and you're just gonna walk us through the process of creating. We'll start from the brief, or what problem you're trying to solve, and what were the results at the end of it all. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Before we play the video, tell me the background of this video.
So basically, we were running our first campaign as Derma Skin Clinic. We're trying to obviously create one, brand visibility, but also we needed to make money.
Money.
We spent a lot of money setting up, you know, hiring people and things like that. But we needed to get the business moving. So we had a meeting, and they asked me, okay, what are we gonna do to have a lot of foot traffic come through? And looking at the space that we're in, we're talking about skin. So I thought to myself, what's the age group that has the most hardest time dealing with skin? And for me, I thought immediately of a teenager or somebody that's getting right into university. And I thought to myself, okay, that's a target audience that we can tap into heavily. So I thought about UNZA being close by, students who are having a hard time with skin, and I said, okay, what can we now do to make those people want to come to us? Why us? What makes us so special? Nothing. Nobody cares about us. We're new. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So the strategy was now a loss leader strategy, where we had to give something for absolutely free in hopes or in strategy to end up making them actually wanting to buy something from us, skincare wise, or actually getting a consultation, because some people actually do have skin problems, like severe skin problems, and sometimes it could be in their diet or in their bloodstream, and they just have no idea. We had to now come up with this. It had to be simple, direct, and also have that loss leader strategy in it. We're giving you guys a chance to come test your skin using our machine. You get to know your skin type. You get to know what products work best for you. And you get to know how to take better of your skin. All those things, from hydra levels and all those funny things. I think this is one of my proudest campaigns. I'm not so happy when it came to the quality, because I was rushed. I just imagine being put in a position where you're just hired on the spot, and they're like, okay, we need a campaign by tomorrow. And you're just like,
what do I do?
You're pulling your hair out. Well, I don't have hair, but like you're pulling your hair out. And you're like, what am I going to do? You know, but I always feel like those are the moments that can either break or make you. And I think for me, it really pushed me and motivated me to want to do this more and more. Yeah. So that's the strategy that we went with. And I can tell you for a fact, we had so much foot traffic, students.
Okay, so before you go there, let's play the video. This is the part where we play the video now.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I am Patricia from Dama Skin Clinic and I have exciting news for you. From the 20th to the 30th of June, we are giving massive discounts on our skin testing procedure. It is absolutely free. 100% discount. You've been wondering about your skin type, hydration levels, even toning of your skin. Well, skin testing is the answer for you. So come to Dama Skin Clinic. Let's do that skin test for free. And we know for sure the skin type that you have and the products you need to apply on your skin. No appointments are needed at Dama Skin Clinic. Walk into our clinic from Monday to Friday between 9 hours to 18 hours and we will be ready to serve you. See you soon. Bye.
Awesome. That's a really good one. I think it's very simple, and I think looking at the platform TikTok, I think that's what really works. You use your phone, right?
Yes. So I use my phone to shoot. I have a Godox light for lighting. I use DJI mics. And yeah.
What did you use to edit?
I use CapCut.
Oh yeah, phone, so you need to be for quick one.
And they needed it there and then, and by then I didn't really even have the Mac because they got the Mac. So I didn't have everything for me to be able to quickly produce something.
You were talking about the results now, like the walk-ins, because that was the aim, isn't it, to get more walk-ins?
We had two aims, I would say. Brand visibility and walking traffic, which we were hoping would turn into either two funnels. So we had the products that we were trying to sell, the skincare products. Not only that, but also the consultation with the doctors, because we charge for that as well. And to my surprise, we knew students didn't have money, but having people look like they're coming in numbers does something to Zambian psychology for some weird reason. And we found ourselves, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but we made almost over 6 figures that month.
Oh, really?
After revenue.
Seriously?
I don't want to say the numbers because it's private, but we did really well. Like really well. I think that was our best month till today. So I feel like the strategy really worked.
How do you now, because you can't just make one campaign and forget about it. Oh, okay, the traffic came now. What do you do after that?
So the unfortunate part is you can only do so much as somebody who wants to push a product off the shelf. You could have ideas and try to use the same strategy again, but the timing of certain things might not work, because even during that period when we were doing the free skin testing, we were overwhelmed. We did not have enough numbers to manage what was going on. We only had one nurse, 2 doctors. The accounts and the lady and the pharmacist and the reception were just, it was crazy. Like too many things are happening at the same time, and we don't just work randomly. We also have systems in place that we use. Sometimes the systems would fail us, sometimes it would delay. So to some extent, especially towards the end of the campaign, we even had to sort of tell people to say, look, it's packed. Because you can imagine the waiting room was full. We had a long line from the door all the way up to the dentist opposite. Literally, people just want to come and get their skin tested so they know what's going on, because people have no idea. So we killed 2 birds with one stone with that campaign. I remember there was even a time Kidist came and she was surprised, like, why is there such a long line? She did something for us as well, and it helped for our brand. It also brought in a lot of money.
Of course, you have another one, right?
This one, I wouldn't really call it a campaign. It was a simple video that we decided to do. What I noticed with some of the videos that we put out, because we have like a couple of content pillars that we have when we're making content for the page, for our brand. Marketing or making content for a medical institution, a law institution, is completely different from like your capital fisheries or your name or or your Royal Solway, it's completely different. There's so many regulations that you have to watch out for.
Oh, so you can't just
say
be out
anything.
there.
You can't just post anything. You can't post or talk about medical procedures that are only supposed to be prescribed by medical doctors. There's lots of eyes on us all the time.
Oh, okay.
You could literally lose your license just for saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So it's also taught me to think about all those things when creating content. And even when I work with other content creators that make content for our brand, sometimes they might feel like I'm being a bit difficult, but I'm protecting the brand at the same time, because there's certain things that we can't say or do. Or show, yes. Because why? You've got your regulation body looking at you. Any wrong move, your license is gone. Your license is gone. Not only do I lose out, but people who have families and jobs lose out, and people even want the help that they're getting lose out as well.
I also worked on a brand when I was working for an agency. We worked on this brand. I think it's spa, more of skin procedures and all those things for ladies. Even when it came to boosting the ads, it was you can't use certain terms, you can't use certain images.
They can even flag your video down and ban you for a month and put restrictions.
So there's a lot of, you have to really be careful with what you put out there. Moving on.
Like I said, when you get into a different organization, right? Each organization has a different strategy, a different lead to market, so to say, or a funnel to get your sales.
Yeah.
For me, I found that whenever we have our doctors talk about particular skin issues, that would actually translate more into sales, especially when it came to the medical stuff. Remember, they can't advertise and say we're having a promotion on this.
Yeah.
But how they can sell is by talking about a certain disease.
Yeah.
For example, maybe psoriasis, or about skin tags, or about people that bleach and then have really dark marks that look like it's burnt, and how you can fix it. Those things turn into conversion and into sales. So for this video, it was basically about a skincare routine, and it literally blew up. People wanted to buy the products. They kept on thinking the products that she had talked about was a combo, when literally it was just a general general advice. Because at the end of the day, each and everybody has got a different skin type, and what works for me
might not work for the other
might not
person.
work for you.
Yeah.
Which is why we emphasize to say visit your dermatologist so they can make a personalized skincare routine that works for you and gives you the results you want.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it blew up and people bought products. I think we did really well with our online sales that month.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to marketing and when I'm doing my reports, I don't only look at the walk-ins. We also push products digitally. We have a catalog on WhatsApp. People are buying. And sometimes you would find that that's what makes us the most money. Even online consultations. We had to think of new ways to
reach the people.
Exactly. Because we're only in Lusaka. There are people from Kipe that are always wanting our services. People from Livingstone, Solwezi. How do you reach them? Online consultation. Give them an online consultation. When they're done, they buy products. We ship it out to them.
Yeah.
So literally had to learn also how to find different ways to sell to people who are not even in close range.
Yeah. So making sure it's as accessible as possible to everyone, whether it's online, because if it's consultation, don't just have to walk into the clinic, but also can also do it online.
Yeah.
Quick reminder, if this conversation is helping you, press that subscribe button. It's free for you, but it helps us share these stories with so many people. Like you said, it's really important to understand your audience, what makes them tick, also understanding the times that you're in. You also mentioned to say a strategy that you used before might not work at a later time because things can be different at a different point. So what I'm taking from this is you need to make sure you learn your audience, who your audience is. First you need to understand the business as a strategist. You need to understand the business. What are they aiming to, at the end of the day, achieve? And I like the fact that you're always mentioning sales. There's a few creatives who are talking about sales. Just and trying to make something cool and it's nice, but at the end of the day, maybe it gets views.
For me, I used to think like that when I started my creative journey at Ad Hoc, but my boss made me very data analytically driven. That's how we used to run that agency.
Yeah.
We always had to look at the numbers, both on socials and what's happening on the ground, like the sales. Like, is it translating? I still do that to this day with Derma Skin Clinic. I'll look at the analytics, who's watching, who's actually walking through the door and buying stuff. Because you can check literally to say, you can check on the analytics from like the Google Docs. You see, okay, how many, what's the gender ratio? What's the age ratio? What's the, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also thinking about your future clients. Right now, I remember when we did a campaign on Psoriasis Awareness Month, we're aiming towards children, like school-going children. It was a free consultation for them for the whole month.
Yeah.
A lot of people walked in. You'd be surprised that a lot of people in Zambia have skin problems. I've been shocked the last 4 months. I didn't think skin was like a very big thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people want to take care of their skin and they want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've always grown up believing that as a black person,
You don't need sunscreen.
I don't need
because you've got
sunscreen.
melanin.
Yeah. So I've always grown up believing that. So hearing it now that it really affects your skin, and it's really important that you protect your skin, because I always give the excuse to say, I used to ride the bike to school. I was moving the sun and whatnot. Yeah.
But you're actually damaging your skin. I also used to be like, coming from a very hot town, Livingston. I was like, what is sunscreen? You know, but like you really need it. And the funny thing is, it's not only the sun, like UV ray lights, they can cause damage to the skin because there's a barrier here. I'm sure we've learned a little bit about skin, primary or secondary. There's layers to the skin, and if you don't take care of it nicely, it eventually will get damaged. So you have to be very, very mindful.
No, thank you so much for that. With that being said, let's go back to our conversation. Thank you so much for the project breakdown. That was really insightful and really practical. You know, every day I'm learning something, and that was something. You need to make sure that the numbers on social media are also balancing with what's on the ground. It's like, okay, we've got a lot of views, but did you make any sales? How many sales did you make from a campaign? Now, when it comes to leadership and growth, of course, how do you approach leadership in creative industries compared to more traditional businesses?
That's an interesting one. When I was given my role as creative lead and general manager at Ad Hoc, we not only used to do like marketing, we also had a partner company that used to do events. It's called Sugar House. I don't know if you've seen it before, but we used to do personalized like events. We did one for the Casilis, big names. The last big project I did for them in terms of events was World Health and Safety Day. It was in Kalumbila for FQM.
Yeah.
Over 600 people. Had to manage big delegations because everybody was there, from Zambia Sugar, from Ministry of Labor. It was crazy. I'll say this, leadership is not easy. I have failed many times, but I have learned from my mistakes. I've handled big projects on my own, some with people that are not under me. You know how you are literally given a team with people that you absolutely have no idea how to work with. It gets crazy, but you have to be understanding. You have to know when to put your foot down. You have to know when to be flexible. And you just have to be very adaptable, I would say. I think the biggest quality for a leader would be to lead by example, one, to be adaptable, but also to be able to see things in foresight.
You have grown in your creative career, and so far from what you've learned and from your experiences, what do you think are the skills young and upcoming creatives need to learn or need to have?
Being easy to work with. It's a very underrated quality. You might be good at what you do, but imagine being a nightmare to work with. Do you think people would want to hire you or work with you or collaborate with you? No. Be easy to work with. Work on your skills in terms of like how you present yourself. It's also another underrated skill, because how you present yourself is how you will be
perceived.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even how you will be treated.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to merge business structure with creative passion? Because sometimes you can really be passionate about something, but again, business has to make money. So what advice would you give?
Be strategic. I remember going to coffee with creators, and I invited a friend of mine who also reached out the same way you would. You know, I'm loving this space. I think I've had the most fun in the creative industry this year, because this is the year I just put the handbrake off and I said I'm going all out. Jay manages one of my creative friends. He's a big creator. I won't talk too much because I don't want to put their business out there. He reached out to me and said he was coming to Zambia for a month, and I said, oh, you should come to coffee with creators and meet some of the young people and maybe give them a word or two, because he's originally from the UK.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff. He's worked with BBC. He works with Chunks, Philly, big personalities. He's literally brand building for people that side. And the thing he told me the most was, start with where you are, but strategize on how that content or that creative passion will give value to other people. And that will always give you back your money. So I would say strategy first, content next, because strategy is the plan or the vehicle. Content is the destination and the execution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now just to wrap it up, it's time for the rapid fire questions.
Ooh.
So short
It's
answers
about
only.
to be risky. I want to give short answers, but I feel like I'm always going
You
to
do want to explain.
Yeah.
No. No breaking news today.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
I'll go with tea.
Favorite camera brand?
I'll go with Nikon for now.
Nikon.
Yeah.
One content creator in Zambia who inspires you?
I'd say Mumba.
Mumba.
Yeah.
Mumba who?
Mumba LC.
Dream brand you would love to create a campaign for?
That's a tough one. I've always wanted to do something for Jameson. Yeah.
One app or two you can't live without?
CapCut.
CapCut.
Makes things way easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Content or strategy if you'd pick one forever?
Strategy.
Strategy. Always.
Always.
All right, those are rapid fire questions. Thank you so much. You did well. Now, lastly, just in closing, what advice would you give to young creatives who want to stand out in the creator economy?
Be authentic. Build relationships, because relationships will get you into rooms that skill can only take so long to get you into those rooms. I don't know if that makes sense. Relationships will get you in places where you would not believe. So relationships are important. So how you maintain them, how you go about them, make sure that your relationships are strong. The type of creators you're surrounding yourself with, the ones that you learn from, it's very, very important, because it affects even your workflow, the way you view things.
Yeah. And any exciting projects that you are currently working on?
There's a lot. Though right now I'm currently part of the Zicta Innovations cohort. Built an app. So plan to see how that goes. But a lot more exciting things next year. Yeah.
Can't wait to see that.
I can't talk too much about it, but
Okay.
people can find me on LinkedIn, Kondwani P. On Instagram and TikTok, Mr. Vibes. That's MRVYBZ.
Kondwani, thank you so much. Wish we could go on and on, but yeah, thank you so much for the insights, for the practical insights. I've really learned a lot, especially at the end of the day, you need to make money. Like the money needs to come, even as you're creating.
Trust me, that's the only thing I stress about. I don't even stress about content anymore. For me, it's about like, what's gonna make us sales.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, things need to move.
No, thank you so much for coming through. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.